Jake Wiebe. This is actually the introductory video to the website WrenchNet.com. It is a business I'm starting up on the side of my usual day job, which is running North Star Performance. You guys might know me from that, and this is more than likely posted to that channel. So I'm going to get into a few things here, just as an introductory, who I am, what WrenchNet is all about, and the goals that I want to achieve with it. Hopefully you'll get something out of this. Hopefully it's going to lead to something that I hope is really going to be amazing for not just not just consumers, but the industry as a whole, the entire repair industry, the performance industry. So I'll start off with who I am first of all. So as I stated earlier, my name is Jake. I started a company called North Star Performance in 2008. That was kind of an indirect result of buying a 1997 Cadillac Eldorado. So it was a very interesting purchase. I loved the car, but it blew its head gaskets right shortly after I bought it. So that was quite the experience, I'll have to say. I worked at Cami Automotive before that, Ford St. Thomas Assembly here in Southern Ontario. I did a lot of different jobs actually when I was quite a bit younger. So I got a chance to experience quite a bit of different industry, which I'm actually very thankful for. I've done farm jobs. I've done all kinds of things. So I mean, I've got a bit of a diverse background in the whole industry basically. So my dad was an industrial mechanic. So he worked at R.J. Reynolds Tobacco in Tillsonburg for many years before that plant shut down. He was doing maintenance, welding maintenance, machine repairs. I know he had a hand in development of one of the machines that they had made there and patented, and that was back in the late 80s that actually took place. And so I did some digging actually, and I found the original patent from back then. I've had an interest in cars since I was a little kid basically. My mom's 1977 Ford LTD. It was a vehicle that my parents didn't drive very long when I was a kid, and they ended up parking it, and my goal was to someday actually fix that car up for my mom. That never happened. So I'm in my late 30s now. I mean, that's a long time past since then, but you know, when you have the interest in vehicles since you're about knee high to a grasshopper, as they say, it stays with you for life. So I've had an interest in cars. When I was 13, I started to build a bit of a dune buggy project that had a small block Chevy on it, and that never did come to fruition. But I always promised myself one day I'd start that project up again, and maybe it'd be a little different this time around. So yeah, I spent the last 16 years working on a company called North Star Performance. I developed a head stud kit that actually takes place of the factory head bolts when they start to fail because of galvanic corrosion. So I developed that. I got a US patent on it. You've probably seen me on a few other videos. I've been on Performance TV. The Car Wizard actually featured my products on a couple of videos. So a really cool guy, David out there. Let me see. What is WrenchNet? So let me get down to that. WrenchNet is a website and network dedicated to anyone and everyone who works with tools as a living. So if you can put a wrench on it, basically we want to include it in this website. Vehicles, the performance industry is going to be the Kickstarter to this, because it's just what everybody needs to drive, right? And it's such a passion for so many people. So many people love to build vehicles, hot rod them. I know as when I was a teenager, my biggest dream was to simply get a vehicle on the road, and I did. I dropped a 403 Olds and an old B-body Pontiac. So that was, I mean, I wish I could relive some of those days, to be honest, because I had so much fun doing that. They say basically that a wrench in a kid's hand keeps them out of trouble. Well, I beg to differ. I might have gotten myself in a little bit of trouble with that, but no speed limiters. That'll get you in some trouble. But and those old carbureted engines, they never had speed limiters at all. So your foot was the torque management right there. But I had a lot of fun with that, and it it needs to keep going. Like we need to keep the whole performance industry going, because when kids have a tool in their hands, they don't have time to get involved in drugs and gang violence and everything else, right? So it's really important to get kids involved, even if it's just as a hobby. You know, a lot of people are going to be encouraging their kids to, you know, go get their diplomas to become doctors, lawyers, and everything, and that's great. We need those people in this world. We need the professionals out there. I wouldn't exactly, you know, want to be without dentists and doctors, but everybody needs to have some mechanical experience. Doesn't matter what you're involved in. So probably getting a bit off topic here. So the first division is going to be automotive. Secondly, we're going to be getting the industrial division down. We're going to get that launched, as well as power generation. So very few people know about this, but I actually have my hands a little bit in the power generation side of the industry. I actually make cables for tuning governors, and it's more of a side gig. I mean, it's just something I can do on a Sunday here and there, and make a little extra money doing that. So I make those cables. I've offered tech support to generator installation guys, and I never thought in my life I'd be doing that. But and that actually started out because I built a big natural gas generator in my shop back in 2020, was it? It's a Vortec V6 powering an 83 kilowatt generator head. So it's quite the good size 3-phase generator, and I keep that here as backup. So it's a good working unit, but it needs it needed tuning, and so I built a cable for it, and I realized that more people could benefit from what I do with that. So through that, I've also learned how important the power generation industry is. People that keep power systems going. You cannot always find people that specialize in certain types of generators. I've found that out. There's specialized tools, specialized equipment, specialized people in that trade that, you know, they need to be recognized, they need to be advertised, and people need to be able to find them, right? So power generation is a big one. The industrial division. So for those that don't know, I manufacture head studs in the shop here, and I run a Miano turning center pretty much day in and day out. I've got other machines here. I've got some Mazak lasers. I have a couple of vertical mills. You probably see the robot here in the background that's kind of off to the side and taking a break right now, but it is extremely difficult sometimes to find specialized people that work with robots, that work with let's say CNC turning centers. The laser industry is really locked up. Some manufacturers may not like the fact that I'd like to open that up a bit, but you know, we need technicians, we need experienced technicians, and we need to know where they are to be able to service these machines. We need to know where to find the parts. So those are going to be the 3 divisions we're going to start off with, and there might be more to come. So automotive and performance, power generation, and the industrial division. So let me see here, moving on to the next part of this. Direct advertising. Okay, that's something I really wanted to talk to you guys about. When you're looking for something on the internet, how many times do you go onto Google and an ad pops up for something that you had no idea that you would ever plan to search for? You don't want to see, you know, what can I use as an example? Let's say your wife was on your laptop searching up the latest in fashion design, and next thing you know, you're searching for carburetor parts for a 67 Chevrolet, and you're getting ads for all kinds of weird stuff that you had no idea that was even searched for. It's like that's not the kind of advertisements you want to see. When you're looking for parts for your 67 Chevrolet, you want to be able to see all the suppliers that list parts, specialized parts for that particular year model vehicle, right? So that is going to kind of be the goal. I want to get not only these, I should actually go a little bit deeper into the repair side, but that is what the whole point of the website is going to be, direct advertising, dedicated advertising, no Google ads. You know, as much as Google is useful, it's not really for the industries that we want to serve. So I'll give you an example how I even thought of this right now. I have a list on my website of shops that specialize in the Cadillac North Star, and while I wish that list was bigger than what it is, it has helped a lot of people find a shop local to them that is able to service their Cadillac North Star, which is something most shops will refuse and turn away. So that actually got this idea going. I started getting more into the, you know, I don't work on diesels much at all, but I got into the groups on Facebook and so forth about all the people that are having troubles with Ford Power Strokes, and I mean, every automaker is going to have their quirks and their issues that surface sometimes shortly after manufacture, which often falls into the warranty category, but sometimes later after they're outside of warranty, and then, you know, you're kind of out of luck if you can't find someone that's willing to fix it, or if you can even find parts to fix it. So we have actually a lot of people in the industry that actually want to help people, and if they would only know about them, you know, if consumers would know about these people, it would actually work out really well. So the Ford Power Strokes, just to give you an idea, we have a page on our WrenchNet website right now dedicated solely to people finding Power Stroke repair shops in the USA and Canada. So we've got, I think, about over 80 shops listed right now that you can search for if you're driving a Ford Power Stroke and the head gaskets blow or whatever it may be. If you search out these shops on my WrenchNet website, you're going to find shops that actually know what they're doing with that engine. They have the specialty tools, they have the experience, they have everything it takes to service that vehicle. So that the North Star page is up, the Power Stroke page is up, and the whole website is a work in progress, just so you know. It's, if you go on there, it might look a little bit in its infancy stages, but you know, we're getting there. So the cost of advertising is actually going to be quite reasonable, both for the ads that will be along the side of the website, as well as the shops that want to be listed on the website. I want it to be effective. I want, for the dollars that you spend with WrenchNet, I want you guys to get some results for it. Let me see here. I want to help build the aftermarket, for one. What are my goals with WrenchNet? So I want to help the repair industry and those looking for professionals. So I want people, if they've got a vehicle that needs repair, I want them to be able to find a shop that specializes in the vehicle that they need serviced. I want them to be able to find quick, efficient, and cost-effective repairs. And with that, I also want the shops to be able to find the customers that they need, that the ones that they want coming through the door. For example, if I mean, here at North Star Performance, for many years, I don't do much anymore, but for many years, all I was doing day in and day out was head gaskets on North Stars. Like at the peak, I think we were doing about 3 a week, and you know, we could have taken on more yet, but I had no time at all to do other jobs, like let's say repairs and pickup trucks and so forth. I mean, if people have asked me, and I would just tell them, no, I'm so busy with these, and that's what I had to stick with. So we were efficient with it, we were able to be cost effective to our customer, and we were also considered one of the best out there. So let me see, what else? Parts manufacturers. So there's a lot of small-time parts manufacturers that very few people actually know about. I'll give you a few examples. There's my company, which makes head studs, pretty much primarily for North Stars. We make some Toyota kits and so forth. Many people will not have heard of us. So I mean, maybe it'll help even with my other company to help advertise it a bit. But there's my competition makes threaded inserts for the same engine, which, you know, we've been pretty much healthy competition. So I got no issues at all with that. It's good for business, actually. What else? There's a company out there that makes door pins. I've been following them. They make door pins for GMC trucks out of stainless steel, and they're custom machined. They're a small company, but they're doing very, very good with it. You know, just to give you a couple of examples, there's a gauge restoration company. They'll take your old GM gauges and they'll restore them to factory condition. There's companies that will reprogram modules, some modules that you know nobody else has access to, and you know some of these older vehicles, like you can't get modules reprogrammed anymore. You can't get modules, even the modules themselves you can barely find. But there are companies out there that still have these parts. So to have dedicated advertising, and especially vehicle specific, that is so important nowadays. Let me see. So yeah, I want to help the industry in a very, very, very big way. Let's see, I'll just get this page out to the back. Okay, so the opportunities with WrenchNet. I want to run past that a little bit. During the launch of the site, I want you guys to send me suggestions. I want you to send me emails. I want feedback. We're going to want sponsors to get this all up and off the ground. So during the launch of this website, while it's still like just starting to grow, you know, things are going to be pretty cost effective. So I mean, if you want to get your ads up there, please reach out. Like we've got Wester's Garage that does, you know, custom tuning. We have them on there. We have DSG Diesel out in Saskatoon. They make some really, really good diesel additives. So we've got a lot of companies that are starting to get on board with us. So I mean that we definitely want more. Let's see. We're going to be doing videos. So I still have a lot of practice to do. Like I've got a lot of how should I put this? Stage fright I'll have to get rid of. So I'll have to work on that. We might need more people than just me, you know, so we might need some people that are willing to be behind the camera. We might need content writers and content creators, depending on, you know, how well this all takes off. So I'm definitely up for suggestions. Like some of the best and the biggest things are never built by one person, right? So I mean, you know, while I've got the start here, it may involve a lot more people yet. I hope that gives a bit of insight into what I'm working on here on the side of North Star Performance on WrenchNet, the website. So I've got custom T-shirts made. I've got some promotional materials that I can start getting out to people, decals and whatnot. If you can advertise and support us just by, you know, putting a decal on the back of your vehicle, that already can help quite a bit. So I mean, we're probably going to send some of those out. How should I put this? Swag kits, basically. So you know, we might throw a company swag kit together that you can buy off our website, and that would also support us with that. And finally, the area that we are focused on with WrenchNet to start. So eventually, I want it to be worldwide, but for right now, the focus is going to be the USA and Canada. So all 50 states. All provinces, east to west, the territories. Yeah, we want to get this up and off the ground. So I know that with any new venture, there's always a chance of failure. And you know, 5 years from now, I might look back at this video and say, well, we gave it a good shot. Or I might look back at it and say, man, I'm glad we took this step. So we'll see. We'll see how everything goes. And with that said, I mean that you pretty much get in life what you put out. That's one thing I have to say to anybody starting up a business. You really have to put the effort in. Some things are not worth doing. I really think this is worth putting the effort into. There's so many content creators already on YouTube that I always figure, you know, how can I be different? There's so much out there. If you look at the Car Wizard and Eric the Car Guy, like those guys did so good with their pages, with their content. You got Scotty Kilmore, I believe his name is. That guy's really done well. Do I see myself competing on that level? No, not really. But we're going to be doing something different. So. Hoping that this will take off. Again, without you guys sharing, liking, subscribing, there's no chance of that. So, you know, again, a lot of it has to do with you guys. And I really hope that through the videos I'm about to produce, through the website that I'm working on, I hope that I'm going to be serving the public in a very, very godly manner, in a way that's going to help people and not hinder anybody from what they set out to do, and what, you know, what God's plan would be. I am a Christian. I will openly state that I'm definitely not ashamed. I love my God. I love Jesus. I've definitely made a lot of mistakes in my life. So if you're looking to me for the perfect Christian, you won't find him in me. But I definitely, without Christ, I would not be where I am. Some of my darkest days, I relied on the Word of God to get me through, and I'll tell you that really does a lot for you. So to everybody, to each his own, but I will follow Christ, and I will do my best to honor Him in everything that I do. So yeah, I think that's it for now. So I'm going to get going on the rest of the website in my spare time. I still run North Star Performance. I still make head studs in the shop. We've still got quite a few projects up and going. The cam project, there is so much going on. My studio that I started on is not quite finished yet. I've got an overhead door behind me. I've got an OSB tabletop in front of me that's supposed to get covered with something a whole lot nicer yet. But you know, everything's a work in progress, and if you don't make the start, you'll never get anywhere, right? So yeah, please like, share, subscribe, and also I'm going to be posting the link to the new the WrenchNet YouTube page, and so I'd like you to follow that one and subscribe as well. A lot of the content I'm going to start putting out will be on both YouTube channels, both WrenchNet and North Star Performance. So please follow both, and yeah, I hope to serve you guys well.